everybody. Today we're here to talk about how we can help first-time buyers and what we've recently done to help first-time buyers. There seems to be quite a few about at the moment, to be honest. It's the market that seems to still be moving. So we just thought it'd be really useful today to be able to have a chat between the three of us of what we can do to help you and top tips of what first-time buyers need to know, probably before they even walk through the door with us as a broker. So Lynsey, what's your first kind of tip that you can think of?
Well, I mean, one of the things that I've obviously noticed is that when first-time buyers, they have never done this before.
No.
So it's actually talking everybody through the whole process of what to expect.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of the fear away, etc.
Yeah.
So the whole sort of what happens with your mortgage, those processes, etc. What happens with the legal system, things like that. And I know that a lot of my clients, first-time buyers, have found that very useful.
Yeah, exactly. And what about you, Will?
I'd say because they are so new to it, and a lot of them these days have got a lot of help from the parents. They're not awfully aware of their own finances and what they're spending and where they're spending. So I'd say when they start having these conversations or thinking about it themselves, it's just being aware of what they're spending, where they're spending it, and certainly having access to their own credit reports and keeping an eye on that. The main three, obviously, that everybody will know: TransUnion, Equifax and Experian, that the lenders use. So having access to all three of those, or at least one of them, is going to give them a really good indication.
You're saying everybody knows that. But in all honesty, I wouldn't have known it before I was a mortgage broker that there was such a thing as Experian, Equifax or TransUnion, or what they even do. So from my perspective, when first time buyers come through the door and they've never borrowed money before because parents have said don't borrow money, save money, they don't have a credit history, do they? So how would you explain that then, Lynsey?
Well, I mean, one of the things that's really useful is to have some credit on your credit file. So whether that be open a credit card, do your monthly petrol on it or something like that, but pay it off at the end of the month. And it's obviously it's a strange thing that if you've got a record on your credit file, the lenders are more keen to lend to you.
Yeah, they are.
That's it.
And the thing is, it's like I say to clients, don't pay it off in full at the end of the month, but you must put it onto direct debit for the minimum payment, because it doesn't always register, does it, as a debt? Do you see what I mean?
That's true.
And so realistically, it's like, and that's what you need when you look through a client's kind of circumstances and you sat there with them and you've got 300 different products that are there, but you know that the top 10 won't lend to them because they have no credit history. It really disappoints them, thinking, crikey, I'm going to have to pay £70 a month more here for the same amount of money. Yet if they'd have seen us 3 months, 6 months before that we could have told them about doing this, that wouldn't be the case, would it? So it's absolutely massively important as a tip is to have some form of credit history on your credit before you buy a house.
I mean, even being on the voters' rolls of form, isn't it? It allows them to at least find you. Phone contracts, anything like that, anything small. I mean, in the past, I've had clients come to me, it's like, oh, well, I've taken out a car loan because I've been told that that's what'll help me, and it's like actually it's really hurt you because it's such it's much larger debt, whereas a credit card isn't. It's stressed differently, isn't it? So it's just knowing what's probably the best solution for you, but certainly having active credit doesn't harm you.
Yeah, and I also think checking that your pay slips, your P60, your bank statements are all the same address. You've got young people where they've gone off to university or they've gone and rented somewhere, but they've never left home. But that the pay slips still say the new address is, and none of them match. Or they haven't changed their ID, or they haven't got any ID. There's different things like that really it's imperative to, I would say, know what you need for an application well in advance before you apply for a mortgage, isn't it, really?
Then your first step would be coming into us before you can start looking at houses.
And the other thing is, what I think we're really good at supporting is making clients aware of the process of lenders and what to expect, you know, and sometimes, you know, not to take personally their decision if they don't want to lend as much as what they want or need, and we have to move to a different lender, or even what to expect from estate agents and how they deal with them. Again, it's very daunting because you've all of a sudden got 3 very big professionals that need to, you know what you're doing, don't you?
Well, you've got three different areas. So you've got us, the estate agent, and probably the solicitor, telling them several different things about what processes they need to take and where they need to be.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the solicitor deals with the law, so it deals with the actual purchase and legalities of transferring that title into your name. The processing of your mortgage actually is where we sort of come in.
It is.
The estate agents help you by sort of managing. They should be managing the purchase from the moment that you put in an offer to the moment that you get the keys in your hand.
Yeah.
So everybody's got their own specialism, as it were.
Yeah, exactly, and everybody's there to support, to try and get it through and make it go through to completion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's also with first-time buyers, don't just think of the mortgage, is it? You know, we're thinking, right, we're going to put this client into a massive amount of debt.
Yeah.
They've saved, you know, we do see clients that save a lot of money to be able to buy a property. They're not just given gifts from parents. There are people that do save up over a period of years, work so hard to do it, but then they're not aware of what things can take a property away from them, like having an accident, like having an illness, like just being unable to work, or, you know, having a serious illness or something like that. And that is the joy of a broker that does do protection, is making sure that you're looking after that client in every possible way, really, isn't it?
Complete holistic approach, isn't it, really, to look at everything, really.
That's what you do find when people are younger, don't you, that they feel that I certainly did when I was 21. It's like, oh my God, 40s, 50s, that's miles away. And now I'm here very quickly. Do you see what I mean? And it's like, oh yeah, actually things do fall to bits and don't work. But when you're young, the sooner you take these kind of different insurance policies out, the cheaper.
The cheaper it is. And also, you know, when you're younger, you probably haven't had many health issues, have you?
No.
You know, so as you get older, maybe if you apply for, you know, some form of insurance, then there may be exclusions on the policy. The policy will be more expensive anyway because you're older, but it may be loaded and increased as well because of health
reasons and issues. Yeah.
So it's the best time to take it out, because you'll have that policy and you can take that with you for the rest of your sort of years of having a mortgage, can't you? And it's there, and the cost is going to stay the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it is a good thing to do.
And what would you say is kind of been any recent stories that you kind of think that where you think, actually I've done a really good job there and helped that client out? What can you kind of say that's been a thing that has happened with any applications that's really helped him?
I don't know that it's gone all the way through yet. I mean, it's been a bit of a chore for this this client in particular, but it's been on hand when there's other people within the process that are putting demands on her and also she only wants to buy a house, but it's being on hand when, you know, if we are available, that we will run things through where we can, and if it does mean there's working over the weekend, we will do it, because we want to make sure that they get that service.
They're not anxious.
They're not panicking, because even though we're shut from Friday afternoon, aren't we? It doesn't mean that we're not constantly checking emails and keeping things going, but from any first time buyer, they're going to think, oh God, well I can't get hold of them until Monday now, and they told me that I needed to send this over on Sunday at the latest or whatever. But I'd say from that sort of point of view, that's probably one of the things at the minute that I'm really trying to support, is just getting things through for people as quickly as we can.
I think sometimes, you know, when you haven't done this before, and even for people that have done it before, you know, they don't do it every day of the week, do they?
Yeah.
And it's not knowing it's not really about knowing what questions, you know, it's or the answers to the questions, it's knowing what questions to ask, isn't it? And that's where the support comes in for people, because the worst thing in the world, like you say, is you know, a Friday comes and they've got burning questions, 5 o'clock on a Friday, you can't get hold of a lender,
or
a
a
bank,
solicitor,
no,
or
absolutely.
even possibly even a estate agent.
But it's kind of what I always say is, please don't sit there and have this question in your head. Just ring or email or whatever it is, and you'll find the answers to those, definitely.
I have that all the time really with when it comes to clients, really, is that it comes to Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, and you do just keep checking with it to see whether or not you know there's a client there sat there worried about things. Well, I really hope that this has kind of helped. And if you have any questions that you've listened to this, please feel free to get in touch with us. Go onto the website, which is www.firstmortgageservices.co.uk, or ring the office and we will be here to help you. Thank you.